Liminal horrors are known to trigger a lot of nostalgia and uses it to its advantage. Playing liminal horror games gives you the known, uneasy and anxious feeling, which is at the same time so appealing. Even though most liminality comes from real-life places, Lucid Blocks is different. It looks like a nightmare after playing Minecraft, a game nostalgic to so many people. Lucid Blocks is a dreamcore game, and in this video, I'll guide you through my own dream.
Human. What is waiting for you is something dead and falling apart. It's a rotten place where your soul will decay forever. The only way to reach paradise is to completely disappear.
An unknown creature or spirit gives us a mysterious rosary, and then I appeared in a world so unknown, but at the same time so familiar. Blocks stretching towards the sky, the structure near me. It was time to learn how it works here. The game doesn't give you a single clue of what to do. The ambience sounded like I wasn't welcome on this world, and the feeling of anxiety started to kick in quickly. Instinctively, I searched for some wood, like I will do in Minecraft, and I managed to find wooden planks. You might think knowing Minecraft would help you to get a lot of progress here, but you would be wrong. Crafting in this game works very different. Instead of a grid, I saw a circle with 6 slots on the sides and 1 slot in the middle. Then I found some melons. I thought the symbol next to my inventory is a hunger bar, so I decided to eat the melon slices, because the hunger bar looked empty, but nothing happened. So I decided to continue exploring. I found some more melons and I noticed the world started looking a bit more pale. Also, I found a first structure and I decided to explore it. I didn't do any research, so I didn't know if anything flies straight into my face, but I went in anyways. I was curious. I found some brick blocks which I could break with bare hands, but I didn't know what to use them for. I didn't know what I can or what I can't do, so I went to explore the structure from above. But what I found was a huge complex of monoliths far in the fog, so I went down to explore them. As soon as I stepped on one of the monoliths, it started raining. I kept walking and found first entities inhabiting this world. They were friendly and bouncing around in the rain, so I kept going. There was a big hole in front of me and I needed to get to the other side. Instincts from Minecraft told me just to bridge over it, so I did it. As soon as I stepped on new land, it stopped raining, and another Minecraft instinct kicked in when I saw a tree, to chop it. So I chopped down the tree and I gave crafting another try. I just had to find out how to use it if I want to have any chance of survival. After a few seconds, I managed to craft my first item. I got a dried apple block. Combining that with 1 dirt block gave me 3 grass blocks. I finally know how to craft items. I also found out what the symbol next to my hotbar means. It's not hunger bar, but it's XP bar. And after every fuse, I got points. I kept chopping wood and I saw another entity. A mannequin. This entity wasn't so friendly anymore. As soon as it saw me, it ran towards me with a paddle in its hand. I started planning how to beat the mannequin to obtain the weapon it was holding. But another mannequin surprised me from behind. Just like in Minecraft, there's a day and night cycling, and the orange color around me quickly let me know that it's sunset. I had to do something fast. I swam to another island and I saw an animal. It looked like a sheep. I got lamb, wool and more XP for killing the sheep. Another Minecraft instinct kicked in, so I tried to make a bed to sleep in. But combining wool with wood gave me dandelions. I started to stress out that I won't be able to survive, so I decided to beat up one of the mannequins. It It carried another weapon. This time it was a ranged one. I knew I had no chance against it, so then I found out food actually heals you right away. The sky was darkening more and more, so I needed a shelter. Quickly. Then I found the first crucial item, a stick. I could finally make my first tool, a wooden pickaxe. But my joy quickly faded when I saw more mannequins in front of me. I saw one without a weapon, so I decided to beat it up. Once I hit it, it became faster and faster, even in water. But this time, I won. I got a string, another stick, and a few wooden blocks. I decided to make the first shelter for the night. I got some stone, so I thought I can make a better tool to mine. A stone pickaxe. But I was wrong. Combining sticks with stone gave me again a wooden pickaxe. I thought I needed to put the wooden pickaxe in with some stone to upgrade it. But it just gave me a full XP bar. And I could pick up my reward. I've picked a respawn block, so I would appear in my shelter just in case I would die. Can you even die in your dream? The block quickly enlightened the room in a green light, but from combining the wooden pickaxe with stone just gave me sticks. Combining stone with string gave me a bracelet, which boosted my HP by 2 points. Great. However, I needed to upgrade my pickaxe to mine at least a little bit faster. I noticed a few things. Fusing combinations don't need to make any sense at all, and to fuse one item, there are multiple combinations to do so. Also in this world, nothing works as it should. My pickaxe looked like tiny rakes. The pedal I got from the mannequin looked like a tiny dagger that barely could do any damage. It's obvious that the design is the main thing in this game. The hand and items are cut out of real life, and every other moment felt confusing, because my knowledge of Minecraft kept fooling me. My brain desperately tried to connect the familiar moments from Minecraft, but it was pointless. It didn't help. And even weirder are the parts that are off. This biome was inhabited by friendly creatures called bubble bears. Their presence gave me a feeling of safety, despite the small crosses being everywhere. And when I continued, there were mannequins again. I didn't notice how low my health is, so for the first time I died. Where are we?
Hopeless pests. May your death bring a new life.
It looked like I'm in heaven. Just for a second though. I appeared at the spawn. The respawn block didn't work. Then I managed to get an achievement for fusing a wooden pickaxe and plum axe. I got a rename pencil. And by fusing plum axe and tungsten appendage, I got a Yuyachan, which means crescent moon spade. I didn't know what it's for, but I quickly found out it's probably one of the best tools in the game. And then I got a new level. I finally got what I needed to progress. A dormant pendant leading to the closest Tiamana ley line. When I used it, smoke began to billow in the direction where the structure was apparently located. So I followed it. Apparently it was very high up, so I got some blocks and I was about to start piling up. However, I found new entities inhabiting the biome next to the beach. Kodama. Spirits inspired by Japanese folklore, where Kodama were the guardians of nature. They are not hostile towards you, which I didn't know. Then I finally started piling up to find the structure I was guided to. And then I saw it. A huge cube-shaped structure levitating in the sky. Also, the sand here doesn't fall. Another Minecraft instinct that fooled my brain. Inside the structure, there was another structure, hanging to the ceiling and looking like a nuclear reactor. The ambient and mannequins inside made me plan the exploration before I even enter. I decided to enter the structure from above. I was sure the thing I'm looking for is all the way up. The roof was infested with mannequins and kodamas. And then I mined the top layer of the roof, which was a big mistake. I fell all the way down with just 4 HP left, but I somehow survived. I was able to craft a grappling tool, which would let me clinch on blocks and I will travel a lot easier and a lot faster. Or so I thought. I fell again, with 1 HP left. I must have been dead, but I wasn't. I fell in water. Relieved that I'm not dead, I saw something much worse. A huge arthropod coming towards me. Deep water under me. 1 HP left and a spider following me. I had to do something real quick. When the spider disappeared, I started to panic. I didn't know if it's in the water, right below me, or if it just lost interest. But I knew one thing, that the deep water under me is not safe. In the distance I saw another arthropod, this time inflating with some dark matter. And yes, the spider was below me the whole time. 2 of them. And I died once again. I appeared at spawn and I needed a minute to catch my breath. This is the first time I felt in danger. It might not look scary, but when you're listening to a dark ambient for a few dozens of minutes, it's incredibly easy to get scared. But I couldn't rest for long. I didn't know if the orange around me is sunrise or sunset. So I needed to get back to the structure where I died. Luckily, in this game your inventory stays after death. So I got my grappling tool and I got going. On my way, I found another peaceful bubble bear. The curiosity what it would drop was very strong. But instead of a good loot, I got an achievement and realization I did something terrible. I felt like a monster. After killing another mannequin, I got a new level, meaning new pendant. Maybe the structure will be closer. And yes, it was. However, the fog didn't make me feel the safest. But I finally got there and I was ready for the first challenge. And it was a jumping challenge, which I failed. Jumping in this game is no joke and the parkour challenge is also very long. So I knew this is gonna be a nightmare. So I had to find another ley line. When I was randomly fusing stuff to see if I get something interesting, fusing wool and feather gave me a glider glove. Extremely useful tool. With some practice, I can prevent fall damage. And then fusing ball essence with a raw lamb gave me a bubble bear egg. Interesting. And later I got a new level. Great, I can progress again. So once again, I followed the smoke, and in a few minutes I got there. I expected the parkour challenge again, but there wasn't any. A cutscene where a bee looks at a glove and then throws it at us. I got another pendant and I followed it. I wasn't too far. Another cutscene. A spinning humanoid in the void, accompanied by 3 Ophemins. Creatures from Jewish and Christian mythology morphing around. The cutscenes didn't give much clues of what's going on, but it was obvious it's focused on biblical motifs, creatures and angels. But I'm sure, just like dreams, it shouldn't be too obvious of what's going on. It just kept me more and more confused. Moving on, I went to hunt some XP to find another ley line, but I got surprised by 2 new entities. The arthropod running towards me was Mimic, but I didn't even have time to recover when I saw another entity running towards me. These are called wildebeest by the community. Headless beasts beating up everything that came in their path, except me. They make sounds similar to elephants. Terrifying. After a few minutes I finally got to the ley line. The task was to get all the way up, which was surprisingly easy. So I kept going, almost got another heart attack from a mimic entity, and I was there. It was once again the parkour challenge which I failed before, and this time I failed it again. To be honest, this started to make me a bit mad, but we can do it. After a few minutes I found a structure, the one where I died before, but on a different place. I was extremely far from spawn, so I knew I had to be careful. Then I finally reached the ley line. Here I actually had to do something. Kill a few mannequins, and that was it. As soon as I stepped away from the structure, the ambient made me feel chased. Chased by something much stronger than I am. At this point, I was starting to get really paranoid. Another pendant started pointing upwards, so I had to go one layer up. And yes, you guessed that right. This dream world is infinite. Infinite to the sides, infinite upwards, infinite downwards. So I kept going upwards and upwards. Then I heard strange noises around me. I wasn't alone on this pillar. Where am I? A strange infinite mesh of grass blocks. I had to find the block to teleport me back. I ran out of blocks, so I wanted to use the barrier blocks I had in my inventory, but I died. I died so far from the spawn. I was so far, it's gonna take hours to get back there. The darkness and ambient around me made me so paranoid I had to hide for a second. I had a feeling that something is chasing me, and I was right. Something was indeed chasing me. But I was well hidden, so it had no chance. Then I continued and it just got worse. It was completely pitch dark around me. Hearing the footsteps around me, I knew I wasn't alone. And I knew it's not just one entity. Right when I killed the first arthropod, there was another one. And then another one. Then I went into the water, not knowing what could be under me, desperately trying to catch on something safe with my hook, but without a success. The colorful smoke from the pendant was the only thing that kept me going. Awaiting some safe area, I eventually got into the exact opposite, the pure hell. But the ley line was right there, right underwater. And it was a cutscene. Distorted footage from this game, where the player is destroying the entire world, leading to a huge explosion. I felt even more confused than before. Who is this? It was time to find another ley line, another piece of the puzzle to finally understand something. When I got up the structure, I saw a huge grid above me. I needed to know what's there. So I started piling up. a grid of s'mores, which looked like wafers. They looked so sweet, but so dead at the same time. It was time to go as high as possible. I was building up, and then something pushed me off. But I survived, barely. So I went up again. But this time, I actually died. I had to go back there. I needed to find out what's there. The way back there was a bit complicated. And then I died, again. And after about an hour and a half, I was back. Another ley line was hiding in a place of agony. Randomly placed plastic blocks creating perhaps an infinite area. I felt a bit safe there at this time and finally found the ley line, which was a cutscene again. And another ley line was nearby. I finally felt like I'm making progress, so I walked towards it excitedly and impatiently waiting for the next piece of puzzle. But after 10 minutes of walking, I fell. I fell all the way down. But, you know, it could be worse. At this point, I was feeling every negative feeling possible. Going back up is gonna take forever. And on top of that, I'm in the middle of deep waters in pitch darkness. I had no idea if anything jumps at me in the water, so I started going back up. I had another pendant with me, unopened, so it guided me towards the closest ley line, so I went there, and again it was a cutscene. I continued to find another ley line, but I was on 1 HP, so I set up a spawn point. Hopefully it will work this time. Then I went through a biome which looked like a huge graveyard. Then I found a farmland with a scarecrow, or so I thought. This is an entity. Always standing, always watching. And well, it was the parkour. Third try, third chance. And after a few minutes I absolutely, legitimately finished the challenge. When I was looking for another ley line, I saw a rainbow with sunrise. Beautiful. Then I died. Again. But after some time, I was there again. And again a parkour challenge, which again I legitimately finished. And at this point I was missing only 4 ley lines. The first one took me an hour to get to. It better be easy. And it kind of was. Just again, get on top. But once again, I died. I had to go all the way back. As soon as I started getting back on the pillar, I felt chased again. A few minutes later, I found a huge pillar. I remember. That's the big one I fell from like 5 hours ago. I found it again. But once again, I died. When getting back to find another ley line, I got another skipped heartbeat. These things are really not nice. And they're not rare to find either. And they're not the weakest either. And after another long time, I found yet another ley line. This one was easy as well, just kill a few mannequins and get all the way up. Or so I thought it was easy. But eventually I made it. Only 2 ley lines remaining. I couldn't wait what was awaiting me. First ley line was easy, just get a layer down and yeah, how do I do that? If I fall, I'll die. But I guess I don't have a choice than to risk it. And there it was, the ley line. We are unwanted here, we are hated, we are watched, and it's just a matter of time until we do enough damage to anger those who guard the Holy Land. Even though it's not clear who we are presumably a human. Maybe one of the first, maybe one of the last. We were missing our last ley line. And there it was. A mannequin staring at a distant mass where other mannequins fall to the ground, covered in blood. What this cutscene is supposed to represent, I don't know. But that was it. What now? It seemed like it was everything this game had to offer, but I was wrong. There was one last ley line, one last quest that needed to be finished. I climbed up the levitating trees and died. But after a few minutes, I was there. One last piece of puzzle, one last thing. To kill the god. Giant pulsing creature with wings is right in front of us, but it doesn't attack, as long as we don't start the attack. And then with strength multiple times bigger than ours, shoots a red beam. And it was over. I lost. After all of this, I lost. And I had to find a new ley line. But before that, I had to reach such power to destroy the strongest creature in this game. So I read the Ancient Wisdom Chronics, which was Reddit. I needed to collect few materials to get the mightiest sword in the game, and then I had it. Hinokagutsuchi. A Japanese gods of fire weapon. I found another ley line and I did my absolute best, and then it was over. And that was it. That was Lucid Blocks. The game looked inspired not only by Minecraft, but also by Yume Nikki as well. My 2 favorite games combined. Minecraft, but inside out. Crafting so similar, but so different at the same time. A game with such story that it needs to be explained by smarter players than me. When I finished, I felt strangely empty. I didn't want to leave this world. I mean, yes, it was creepy, it was anxious, it was dangerous. But at the same time, I fell in love with the feeling of being lost, wandering around without a destination, exploring new biomes, new creatures. But that was it. That was everything. And it was time to awaken from my dream.